I want to thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I want to join with my colleagues in welcoming our expert witnesses, particularly our former senators, Senator Johnson and Senator Dorgan. Mr. Chairman, with the technological advances in the area of energy production and the prevalence of shale oil and gas due to hydraulic fracturing or fracking, today's hearing is both timely and very necessary. Not long ago, experts predicted that the U.S. would be forced to rely on increased natural gas imports in order to meet our energy demands. However, today we are seeing a boom in domestic production of oil and natural gas due to fracking and horizontal drilling. And now we must consider whether the U.S. should become a net exporter of natural gas, and if so, over what period of time. Between 1990 and 2012, Mr. Chairman, natural gas production in the U.S. increased by 34%. And the EIA projects that under existing policies, natural gas production will rise by an additional 39% by the year 2040. In fact, in a National Journal article dated April 30, 2013, entitled, "The U.S. has much more gas and oil than we thought," it was noted that the U.S. has doubled the amount of oil and 3 times the amount of natural gas than previously thought, stored deep under the states of North Dakota, South Dakota, and Montana. And this was according to new data that was released by the Obama administration. The article went on to note that in just the Bakken and Three Forks plays alone, the U.S. Geological Survey estimated that there are 7.4 billion barrels of recoverable oil and 6.7 trillion cubic feet of natural gas waiting to be tapped. While the EIA predicts that under existing policies, U.S. total natural gas consumption will increase from 24.4 trillion cubic feet in 2011 to 29.5 trillion cubic feet in 2040. The agency also notes that as domestic production outpaces consumption, the U.S. could become a net exporter of natural gas by the year 2020. In fact, Mr. Chairman, President Obama reiterated this fact personally this past weekend during the Development Forum in Costa Rica, where he indicated that he may be close to making a decision on whether or not the U.S. should become a net exporter of natural gas. In an E&E article published yesterday on May 6th, entitled, quote, "Obama says U.S. likely to be a gas exporter by 2020, end of quote, President Obama is quoted discussing this very same issue. He says, and I quote, "Because of the extraordinary advances in technology that we made in the U.S., we are likely to be a net natural gas exporter as soon as 2020. I've got to make a decision," he says, "an executive decision broadly about whether or not we export liquefied natural gas at all," end of quote. So, Mr. Chairman, as this discussion of potentially exporting LNG heats up, I join with my colleagues in commending you for convening today's hearing, where we will both be able to learn more from our distinguished panel on both the benefits and potential negative impacts of this pertinent issue as it relates to the economy, to jobs, to manufacturing, and to the U.S. trade balance, as well as the impact on climate change. More importantly, Mr. Chairman, I look forward to hearing how LNG exports would impact the pocketbooks of ordinary consumers so that American families are not subjected to adverse consequences, those that are intended and those that are unintended. Mr. Chairman, I look forward to this hearing, and I yield back the balance of my time.